Hello everyone and welcome to my submission video for Bingothon of Summer 2024. My name is Curtis and I'm what I would consider a pretty decent runner of the game, and I hope that I can give a showcase of bingo that is pretty entertaining. So what I've found the most fun recently with bingo is blackout, which means that you collect every single goal on the card, all 25. And the cool thing about Pikmin 2 is that the goals that you have to do influence the routing pretty heavily, so it's pretty interesting because you generally end up doing a pretty different route with every card. And I hope I will pretty precisely explain my routing choices throughout the run. I'm going to go ahead and reveal the card when I start the run. It'll be now. Reveal. So I'm looking at this card and I'm gonna try and look for the stuff that I have to do early game that I have to prioritize. Get a non-red Pikmin extinction, 100 yellows. 100 yellows with a non-red Pikmin extinction is gonna be pretty tricky. Okay, I'm gonna continue to look at the card while I play through the early game. Figure out what kind of early game route I actually want to do. So the first trick in the run coming up here, it's called Day 1 Extinction. So Pikmin 2 has a pretty slow early game, as do all the other Pikmin games. But thankfully you can sort of bypass that if you bring a red over here and throw it out of bounds. And then you can lead it off of the ledges that are out of bounds and into the void below, and it'll just die. And that ends the day immediately, whereas if we normally just like pause the game on day 1, it wouldn't let us end the day. And this has some side effects in Valley of Repose, because it's trying to play all of the tutorial cutscenes, but when we come back to the area on days that are not day 1, it puts the onion and Louie in the base here. So it lets us streamline a lot of the tutorial stuff and play it in a more optimized way. So getting the extinction means that we only start off with 1 Pikmin, but it means that the growing is going to be a lot faster because everything's going to be right here around the onion. I'm intentionally putting that dwarf Bulborb off screen before I go to approach it here because every enemy has like an animation cycle, and it'll only like start to like do other stuff when it finishes its cycle. So what I want to happen is I want the dwarf to finish its cycle immediately when I approach it and notice me. And I'm going to lure it back to the onion so that it collects more quickly. So right there, it like noticed me as soon as I approached. If I didn't do that manipulation, it would have taken way longer to notice me. I'm going to collect it a lot closer because the leaves are pretty slow at collecting things. Intentionally delaying on that cutscene because there's some weird stuff that can happen if you don't. And as soon as the sprouts go on the ground, I can end the day. Because they'll be there for the next day. Okay, so I'm going to try and look at the card while I'm doing some stuff. It looks like I don't need... I'm trying to see if I need to take blues into Snagrid Hole. Is the main thing right now, because normally we don't do that, but if I have to do that, then that's going to be a bit of a problem, and I have to change the route. So just a little more Pikmin farming here, because the thing preventing me from moving on right now is the bag over there, which has a weight of 15, so I need 15 Pikmin to go past that. And this is just the most streamlined way of doing that. Looks like the only SH, or staggered hole, goal is defeating all the enemies on 4. Oh, and I need to collect the treasure on 7, I see. So I can actually enter the cave without blues, which is going to streamline the routing a lot for that. I'll explain more of what I mean when I get to that point. It might be a little confusing if you've never seen the game before, but it's pretty important for me to look at that now, because if I did need to have blues in there, then it would need to change the route a lot for how I do the first like 20 minutes or so. I also see I don't need bitter sprays, which is normally a pretty slow thing if I have to do that, and would also change how I do the early game. So these 2 last red Pikmin that I just blocked are enough to get me past this gate, or this bag rather. And yeah, so this next little part on day 4 is basically just a bunch of Pikmin growing. Because the next thing preventing me from moving forward is a bag that weighs 35. I'm going to be growing a little more than 35 because I'm just going to get everything that's here. Because it's better to get all this stuff while it can be multitasked rather than only growing the minimum that I need. While all this is happening, these eggs have nectar in them. At least 95% of the time they do. 5% of the time they have metites, but they can also drop nectar. The important thing is I want to get that egg down somewhere where it's easier to access for all my Pikmin. Because as you saw, I had to walk all the way up the cliff to get that egg. And it'd be pretty slow for all these leaves to walk all the way up there. So yeah, it's just a bit of optimization to bring it down the ledge like that. And spawn the nectar right next to the onion. And nectar is critical because flowered Pikmin walk faster and they carry things way faster, which is crucial. I'm going to leave Louie here at the onion for a little bit of optimization on this part because there's a cutscene from the tutorial part that we haven't played yet. And while the cutscene is playing, I want to have other stuff be happening. And the next limiting factor after this bag is a gate. Okay, yeah, that's the perfect amount that I wanted. So this gate takes a long time, so what I want to do is I want to put my reds on that and have all this other stuff carrying back and then activate the cutscene. Because while this cutscene's playing, that stuff is happening, as long as the text is not on the screen. When there's text on the screen, the stuff freezes, but right now all that stuff is happening. So I wanted to get all that stuff started first before playing the cutscene. Because if I didn't play this cutscene, it'd be really annoying for later. There is technically a trick you can do on the earlier days that you can use to skip that cutscene, where you get within range to activate it and then pause the game frame perfectly and end the day. But the issue is that it's frame perfect, and if you're late on it, then you activate the cutscene at a terrible time and you lose a bunch of time. So yeah, didn't really feel like going for it, especially because it only saves a little bit of time. So now we're gonna go into Emergence Cave. Don't believe I need anything in here besides the exploration kit treasure, which is the globe. So the globe on sublevel 2 is what unlocks the next area, so you have to get that. It's also where you unlock purple Pikmin, which is pretty nice, because purples are really good. So yeah, I don't need anything on this floor, I'm pretty sure, looking at the card. So I'm gonna skip this floor. It's really hard in Bingo to like keep all the things that you need to do memorized. Looks like most of the things in this card are like later goals, though. Looks like I don't actually have to worry about goals for a while, which is convenient. So So I'm going to put a bunch of my reds in that globe, because not only is not having my leaves here really nice in terms of like avoiding having them die, but they're also on the back of the globe, which means that on my way back to the globe with the purples here, I can use the fact that there's nobody on the side closest to this, and I can put the purples there and save time that way. Okay, 8 purples. In a perfect world, you want to not pluck all those purples because there's nothing else happening while you're plucking. The minimum you need is 6, but if you get 7 or 8, then you can collect one of these bug bodies up here and overlap that with the globe. Okay, 1 red is in front. So I'm going to pound that guy and then punch this guy. Those guys will attack the Pikmin on the globe if I don't do that, so you kind of have to kill them. And, okay, that guy is okay. He must have got C-sticked onto it on the way in, but that's fine, because I had an extra purple. So yeah, basic Pikmin 2 routing principle is that you want as many things happening at once as possible in an ideal world. It's basically like the entire speed game is pretty much just like the ultimate multitasking game. Which is really cool because it means that you're rewarded a lot for your routing. More so than some other games. A lot of other games are mostly execution based and there's just a set route that you always follow. But in Pikmin 2 you have randomly generated sublevels in the later parts of the game. I say later parts of the game, but it's mostly everywhere except for Emergence Cave. Emergence Cave only has like really tiny differences in the layouts. But yeah, the fact that the layouts aren't the same every time means that you have to come up with creative routing choices to get the things you need as fast as possible, because you not only have to find out where they are to begin with, but you have to come up with a game plan to only deal with the things that you have to do in order to get the treasures moving and get them back to the ship as fast as possible. Okay, so the things I need to do on this split: I need to unlock Spices, I need to kill a Chrysanthemum, because there's 3 above ground in Awakening Wood, and there's 1 on the way to Whole Beast. I'm going to try to intentionally leave a red in the ground so it becomes a flower by the time I'm done with Awakening Wood, because this is the easiest place, I think, to do that goal. So here at the beginning of Awakening Wood, there's this giant gate that has a ton of health. So the first thing we have to do to progress is to break down this gate. So while that's happening, we just grow a bunch of extra Pikmin with only a few reds cost. Ideally, we want to grow the Pikmin as quickly as possible and get them back on the gate, which is pretty critical. Kind of flood that a little bit. Okay, this is not going according to plan, but that's fine. This growth segment is unironically kind of difficult to do well, even though it looks pretty simple. So I'm going to take a trip up to the gate with some reds here in the middle of plucking, because I'm waiting on stuff to collect anyway. And yeah, while this stuff is collecting, the sprouts are not in the ground yet, so if I just stood around here waiting for the last sprouts, then I would have all these reds in my party doing nothing. Okay, I'm going to leave this last one, like I said, because that one will become a flower later, ideally. Because I need that for a goal. I'm going to use those 3 reds for a pretty cool trick. Save some time. So there's a burrow knit over here that I have to kill. Those 3 reds, excuse me, are bravely gonna go over there and handle that while the gate's going down. Also gonna snipe my leaves off the gate and nectar them. Okay. Like I said, I have to kill this mum because there's 3 above ground that I need to kill. Okay, and that's kind of the first instance of purples killing a big enemy and being really good for that. Yeah, like I said earlier, purples are really good. I'm in Holbeast. Oh, I didn't get the spicy sprays. I have to get that later. Okay, that's fine. I meant to get them on that split, and I forgot. But that's okay. I'm pretty sure the only thing I need here is the prototype detector. If I'm looking at the card right. I'm gonna look at it again to make sure. Yeah, that's the only one I see. So I'm gonna grow some more purples here because you do need some more purples than 10 to get into White Flower Garden, which is the second cave. And also just having 20 purples is a lot nicer than having 10. Okay, I need to activate all the hazard cutscenes, so I'm going to do the fire cutscene right here. Okay, if you felt like going back on fire, that's fine. So, with the hazard cutscenes, so I got fire right there. I'm gonna get poison automatically when I do a trick later on in the run. And then water, I'm going to get on Snaggered Hole 4. There's only 2 places in the game that you actually can see the water cutscene. At least before paying off the debt. And in this bingo style, you don't pay off the debt. I just go ahead and nectar my purples there, because it's pretty critical for the next above ground to not be waiting on your purples. I'm gonna go for a cool trick here. Hopefully the timing on that was good. Okay, no it wasn't. If you have really good timing on that, then you can get a quick kill. But the trick's kind of luck dependent a little bit. It's not a big deal. Just do this. Get a 1 cycle. And this is the prototype detector, which is what we're here for. Ooh, and I got the fast load. For some reason, when you throw Pikmin before the cutscene, they can grab onto the treasure during the little lockout that you get after the cutscene. So like when you watch a cutscene in this game, there's always a little bit of lockout where you can't like press buttons or C-stick or anything. You can move the camera, but that's about it. But for some reason, when you throw onto a treasure like that, the Pikmin can grab the cutscene during the lockout, when normally if you just had them like idle there or like tried to C-stick, you would have to wait for the lockout to end. Okay, so prototype detector's done. Now I'm going to go into White Flower Garden, which is the second cave. And as the name suggests, there will be another type of flower there to unlock a new Pikmin type, and it turns out that white Pikmin are very good. Most people casually say that purples are the best, but in my opinion, whites are the most critical for speedrun. So the advantages of whites are that they're immune to poison, they can dig up treasures that are fully buried when other colors can't, and they also walk faster and carry things much faster than any other color. So obviously in a speedrun, when you're trying to go fast, you can see why white Pikmin would be the best, because of that last advantage. Trying to look at the card, see if I need anything in White Flower Garden. There's also a pretty critical exploration kit item in White Flower Garden, which you wouldn't think it would be that good if you've played the game casually. But it turns out it is pretty necessary and helpful in a speedrunning context. So this goal will happen automatically because there's 100 yellows. I normally like starring things that either I'm like currently working on or that will happen like automatically by the time I finish another objective. So these are white Pikmin. Gonna try and grow more later on by using flowers in other caves. Because 15 is a pretty good starting amount from this cave, but you generally like having a bit more than that. There's a buried treasure here. I'm not gonna collect it because I don't need it, but it does get that cutscene out of the way, so... And you know, it didn't really cost any time to do that, so... Just like doing it there. Oh, this is really good for bingo, actually. The hole can be way farther away on this floor than that. That's honestly pretty crazy luck on that floor. So there's eggs on this floor to nectar my whites. I could have done it on the floor that had the flowers, but if I do it here, then I can do it while I'm waiting for the Snaggert's death animation to finish. It looks like those are the Matites that I talked about earlier, making a unintended appearance. So this glove is the good exploration kit item. The treasure gauge that we got in Hole of Beast actually is also pretty good. But yeah, this glove is one that's going to be used a lot. So what this does is it lets you press and hold the X button and you will lie down, and then Pikmin can carry you back to base. Normally you would think that that's not very important, but I will show on this next above ground why it's pretty helpful. Because it turns out that you can use it to skip a bunch of stuff. Also gonna save here in case the trick goes wrong, because pretty likely to happen. Either by an execution mistake or a game mistake. So this is the first of many of these knapsack waypoint glitches. So what's happening there is the Pikmin is routing to a waypoint that's up that ledge, and it's trying to take me up there on its way back to the ship. So this here made the scale go up during the cutscene, but not Olimar, so I can just kind of clip into it and go out of bounds. And this is going to be a pretty critical part. Okay, and I got it. So what I did there is I knapsacked as I was falling off the ledge. And what that allows me to do is... So when you're knapsacking, the game... So what's happening is that when you're in the mode where you're lying down, the game sees you as a treasure, or your captain as a treasure, and that's what makes it so that Pikmin can carry you. But when a treasure falls out of bounds, the game is trying to respawn it at a waypoint. So the specific angle and stuff that I took with that trick made it so that the game saw the waypoint to respawn me at as the one that was inside the blue onion area. Okay, that's a lot of leaves that I didn't want. I'm actually gonna re-nectar here. So I had to kill that mum for the goal that I talked about earlier. The last one will be next to the globe that is above ground that I'll be getting on the next above ground. I'm gonna try and grow a bunch of blues here. I also need to kill the wog poles here for a goal. These wog poles like to be really annoying. So I'm gonna hope that those blues do enough to kill the wog poles. Killing wog poles in water is actually really annoying. Yeah, because look at this, they're so fast. Okay, one's dead. Okay, I'm not gonna wait on them to collect, I'm just gonna enter Snaggered Hole a while. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about in that split. So, also, getting up the ledge to go to Snaggered Hole required a blue carry. Because the game is trying to route the captain with that knapsack to the blue onion's original position. And it just so happens that it takes a different path than if it were going to the red onion or if the blue onion got moved to base. You can also do that with a yellow carry, but you need to unlock yellows first in order to do that, and I do not have yellows right now. That's kind of the whole point of going to the blue onion early, is that you skip having to get yellows to get blues. So I'm not actually collecting a treasure on this floor because there's only 2 goals in here. Technically there's going to be a third one that I'm going to work on. But I do want to grow these whites, because having more whites early is a very good thing. And if I don't grow those, then there's not going to be another opportunity for a while. There's also a white flower on sub-level 6 that I might use. In fact, I think I will use that. Now that I'm thinking about it. It kind of depends on the layout. I'd like to use it if it's available. Okay, so I need to get this. I probably should kill a Snaggered on this floor. Actually, I might. No, I won't. I won't kill a Snaggered here. There's another place where you can kill a Snaggered. I saw this on the come down, which is good. If you don't see this on the come down, then you have to pause to look for it in the map, and it loses a little time. Okay, I need to kill every enemy on this floor, and I need to activate the water cutscene. I'm gonna try and make this guy kill this electric wire for me. Okay, good. These cannon beetles are pretty dangerous enemies. That purple is dead, unfortunately. Rest in peace to that guy. Okay. Unfortunately, you do kind of have to wait on that cycle for those electric wires most of the time. I'm gonna throw a red at him, so he hopefully gets that Pikmin on water. Or at least he will right now. Now I can kill him, now that I've seen that cutscene. Should be every enemy on this floor, I believe. And if it wasn't, then oh well. Those 2 goals are done. And I think the only other thing I need here is the treasure on SH7. Okay, this way. Okay, so I need to kill another burrowing Snaggered somewhere, so I'm gonna plan on doing that probably above ground in Valley of Repose. Unless I see one like on the way to the hole on this floor. So I have to take my Pikmin with me here, even though I'm just skipping the floor, because the hole could have a gate behind it. I'm gonna look for a Snaggart here, actually. Okay, I'll kill this one. Okay, he didn't bite any Pikmin, so I'm getting a 2-cycle. Okay. So that Snaggart goal is done. Oh, so that Dwarf Bulborb is normally a very welcome sight in like a regular speedrun because he has a treasure. Unfortunately, it's past water, so even in Payoff Debt, you wouldn't be able to get it. Also, I didn't get Spicy Sprays again. I meant to do that before Snaggart Hole. So I'm gonna have to awkwardly do it in the middle of this split. So this guy has a... Oh, he bit 4 Pikmin. That's a rare sight. So this is the treasure. So that quick kill, the way that it works is that the purples, like, pause his animations when they pound, but the Pikmin still deal damage while that's happening. So basically the idea is you want to get a bunch of Pikmin on his head and then start doing purple pounds to pause his animations and like freeze him in place. Okay, so I have to grow some Pikmin on this split. I have to get the globe, I have to kill the mum, I have to unlock Spicy Sprays. I'm gonna leave my reds here. It's kind of gonna be a little awkward because... Okay, I also want my blues to have nectar, ideally. These guys will guaranteed drop me nectar. So I'm gonna grow with these. I need to build this bridge to unlock the globe. Unfortunately, I need to unlock Spices before I can do a lot of stuff here. And the Spicy Berries are kind of in a rough spot because of the fact that... What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to play the game and say things at the same time. It's because there's Whisker Pillars over there. Maybe I can beat them if I go now. Because there's berries here. Okay, so I'm only getting 5 from this. I should actually kill these guys so they're not a problem. Okay, I'll get the globe now while that's happening. And kill this guy. Ideally want to collect that to grow Pikmin as well. So I kind of messed up the routing on this a bit because I wanted to get Spices on like my first above ground in this area, and I didn't do that, unfortunately. Now it's gonna be a little awkward. Okay. This is what I mean with the button walkout after cutscenes being annoying. So while that's happening, I'll grow some more blues and stuff. So that red over here is a flower. Oh, I need to do this first. I just saw this. I need to pluck this red because otherwise it'll wilt away and just not exist anymore. And I want to finish collecting all these blues. Should probably speed this up because this is what's going to prevent me from ending the day. Make sure this is going okay, that I'm getting all the berries. And now I can pluck all my blues. So this is working out. Ideally I want to put away a bunch of Pikmin and take blues out to nectar them on the grass behind the base as well. And I didn't get any of the beetles that drop sprays because I had to unlock spices first, which is a bit of a pain. So I need this globe to get in so I can finish doing everything. Okay, I'll mark some goals. I'm gonna put away my reds. And my whites. Probably some of my purples as well. Not all of them, because I still need some out to deal with the beetles. Okay, that's good. Then I'll deal with these. Because these guys drop spicy drops. And when you have spicy drops, you can do a cool strat where you make both captains drink it and you get 2 sprays for 1 drop, which is really convenient. So yeah, I meant to have sprays going into the split so I could multitask this with the other stuff. Especially because this guy drops a bunch of 5 pellets for free, so I could have used these. Okay, that's a little annoying because I missed the first split. And I need to get these because there's the goal for 8 spicy sprays on the card. And I believe I don't need anything in Bulbek's Kingdom, so I'm just gonna leave. Okay, so the next thing that I know I need for sure in Valley of Repose is a bunch of stuff in Subterranean Complex. Can unstar a bunch of stuff. So this is where I'm gonna go next. So I know I need to have 8 spicy sprays at some point, but I should probably use one on this above ground. Because it saves a pretty big chunk of time on this first gate over here. So the reason why you have to come back to this area later is because the thing right after Emergence Cave is a bunch of water and a gate that's in the water, so you need blues before you can come back here. Coming back here has a lot of benefits because the caves in here have some pretty good stuff. There's a bunch of white flowers in Subterranean Complex, so we can grow more whites, which is what I'm going to do with these reds. And there's a bunch of purples in there, if you want to grow a bunch of purples. And in FC, there's a bunch of doodlebugs, which are like the beetles that I dealt with at the end of the last above ground in Awakening Wood. Except the doodlebugs drop bitter drops instead of spicy drops. So if you needed bitter sprays, then you could go there and get a bunch of them, because there's each of them gives 2 bitter drops, and there's 3 of them. So you can get a total of 12 extra bitter sprays from that. So while that stuff in the water is happening, I'm going to do this knapsack up here to Subterranean Complex. That one's pretty easy. There are some that are pretty difficult because of the exact positioning you need. That one in particular is pretty free. Okay. Oh, that guy's already pre-fired, which is pretty cool. Just enter here with all my Pikmin. Let's see, what else do I need to do in here? I don't need the things on this floor, so I can just skip this one. Holes in this room. So what I'm gonna do in here, I need to use 5 candy pop buds. Ideally 4 of them will be whites, and 1 will be purples, but the 4th white flower could not spawn potentially, so that'll be alright. Ooh, that's pretty far away. A little unfortunate. Little meme corridor down here. And then I think that's the only things I need to do in Valley of Repose, which is really nice. Okay, if the white flower is here, then I should use it. Okay, yeah, it's over here. So it's the hole, really nice. I don't have to get rid of that fire, it's just going to be annoying if I don't. Gonna delay Olimar plucking there so I can force Louie to pluck that last Pikmin, which is pretty nice. I want to check the eggs on here ideally for spicy sprays, because if I don't, then it's going to be a little tricky to get all the ones that I need. I'm going to use my reds to grow these whites. If any of these drops a spicy drop, then that'd be pretty nice. Okay, or that. That's not very nice. Because it made all my white leaves panic and I want to nectar them ideally before I leave. I'm going to leave the captain at the hole before I do that, just so I don't have to walk all the way back. So I've used 4 flowers. I need to kill every enemy on sublevel 6. And 6 is a really hard sublevel, so we'll see how that goes. The hole's over there. If the hole is to my right, then I can do a cool trick where I knapsack and get up on the little ledge and then walk like towards the other path and drop down. It's really cool. Unfortunately, it's not necessary on this RNG. I say unfortunately because it's cool. It's actually kind of a chokeable trick. It's not that hard, but it feels really bad when you mess it up. Okay. A bunch of anode beetles in front of this poison. I'm going to do that little whistle trick there, which is called a captain whistle switch, because the hole's right here. So I want to leave a captain here, so I ideally can just leave as soon as I'm done with everything, instead of having to walk all the way back over here. Hopefully those purples get unstuck. I actually don't want that to collect because it's going to be an extra cutscene, so... You're seeing me use this tech that I talked about at the beginning of the run called deloading. So when most enemies are off screen. The game actually doesn't consider them as existing, which is really helpful. Okay, I'm gonna try and take advantage of it there to kill that anode. One Pikmin died, and I didn't see who it was. I have to get everyone out of there, or else they're gonna blow up. One last Weevil over here. Okay, that guy took care of himself, which is cool. Yes. Do one last double check to make sure that's everyone. Okay, gonna leave. So that's a really messy floor and like a regular run because you're trying to get all those treasures out and there's all kinds of hazards and enemies in the way. And ideally you want to be killing as few of them as possible. I'm actually going to leave Almar here to distract the roaming Brink. Because I'm not confident. Okay, yeah, so he just walked off the edge on his own, which is really nice. I wasn't confident that I'd be able to get to the hole before he could cause problems if I didn't distract him. So I need to use one candy pop on here, and it doesn't matter which one it is. I should probably do it with purples. Because that would actually give me more purples, which is really nice. Okay, I'll do it over here. Because then I can just nectar them immediately, which is nice. If there's any more eggs, I'll check them. Okay, wall in my way. Now I can leave. I don't think I need to use the geyser, but I'll do it anyway. I could just pause and leave the cave, I think. It's not that big of a deal. And I don't need anything else in Valley of Repose too, which is really cool. If I needed something at FC, then I would have had to go all the way over there. And something that's really nice is I didn't need any above ground treasures, which is good because a consequence of doing Day 1 Extinction is that normally what's supposed to happen is that the first treasure you get above ground in Valley of Repose is supposed to just end the day immediately, and that's how the normal Day 1 tutorial without exploits is supposed to end, is the day just ends when you get the Purge Reactor. But the game actually will end the day no matter what part you get, what treasure you get. So that's normally really annoying if you need like multiple things there in Bingo, or just in runs in general. So I'm going to take a bunch of blues and I'm going to go do Submerged Castle. The thing that's going to be annoying about this is that I want to unlock yellows in this split, so I'm going to leave all my blues up here. So I can just go get them after I deal with yellows. There's another little knapsack trick here to go into the yellow onion early. That might have worked if I waited a little longer, but this trick's kind of finicky, yeah. Okay, so ideally I just want one of these, because I want to kill him and get the extinction goal. Right here, boom. So unfortunately that yellow is dead, but it is for a good cause because I need that extinction. Leave my blues there so I can go around. Unfortunately, this means I will not get to grow any yellows in there, but I can just use Queen Candy Pops and stuff, and it should be fine. Now I'm going to go to Submerged Castle with another knapsack trick. Right over here. Good. Got that one first try. So I need some stuff in Submerged Castle. So because I didn't go to FC, this is the only place where I can get the turn 15 Bulbman into other types goal. That and that. I will get that when I leave the cave. I also should keep checking eggs because I need to get more spices. Where's the hole? That way. So the things I need in here, I need Professional Noisemaker. I need to do that. I need to turn 15 Bulbman and other types. I need to clear 3, clear 4. Oh geez. I need to clear both of those floors. So if the Bulbman's here, that would be good. Okay, it is here. It's pretty good, actually. I want him to approach so I can kill him while this gate is going down. And it looks like he will. If he sees me over the slope, he will. He might be stuck on that slope. So I need these Bulbman on the next floor. There is another Bulbman on the next floor, but I don't want to rely on it being in a good spot because this one's already pretty convenient. And this means I need to use the white flower on the next floor, which is normally pretty terrible because there's water. And normally water isn't really much of a hazard at all on in this cave. But now it will be because I will have whites in my squad. Oh, this is kind of scary. This guy has a treasure, so I need to kill him. Should also deal with these anode beetles. At least one of them. I'll get that treasure on the way back through. Okay, if a Dweevil dropped there, then I would have to be aware of that. There's no gate on the hole, which is really nice. This layout's actually pretty good, except this Wollywog might be a bit of a pain. Hopefully he's not. Hopefully those treasures don't get completely stopped. Looks like everything's still moving, which is... Oh, Bulbman's at spawn. Bit of an issue. Did not account for this, but it's okay. Okay. That cutscene's a bit of a pain. I'm probably gonna get a lot of, unfortunately, timed cutscenes right here. All these treasures that are right at the ship should collect on their own because of the blues I left there. Let's see, this is done. Okay, good. This floor went pretty well, actually, all things considered. There were no gates besides the one in front of the flower. And that one I had working for like the whole floor, so it was pretty well overlapped. So I did 5 Bulbman, and then I need to just use both the purple flowers on the last floor, and then I should be good to go for that goal. Okay, so on this floor, I'm first of all looking for a glint beetle that has a treasure. And he could be anywhere on the floor. He could also not be on the floor at all, so need to keep an eye out for that. Gonna go ahead and let that bomb go off. Check over here. Gonna use the Bulbman to distract these guys. Gonna leave some Pikmin on this gate for the battery and leave Louie here just in case. I want to prioritize in there because I have a feeling that the other treasure's in there. Yeah, it is. Okay. I think all my whites are left in there though, which is a little unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna let that go off before I move it. So SMC is, or Submerged Castle, is kind of different from the norm because you don't have a bunch of whites in here to carry treasures, so you have to use mainly blues. Normally you don't get the white flower at all because it sucks, and 5 whites don't really make enough of a difference. But I had to because of the goal. So I'm hoping the glint beetle is here, because if it's not, then I have to reset the floor. Okay, it looks like it is. It's like all the way in here. Yeah. This is why you don't really want whites in here, because I'm used to just being able to go into the water with my whole squad. Oh, they're just throwing that white at the wall. That's really cool. So I dismissed my blues there intentionally to try and lifeguard. Okay, dismissing is kind of weird when you have like all leaves. Now I'm looking for the hole, which is over here, yeah. This guy might not have been that big of a deal, but I'm just gonna kill him anyway. Okay. Floor's done. I could get all the rest of my Pikmin from spawn to help out. That's actually probably the smarter option. Especially because they're all flowers, it won't take, except for the whites and that one Bulbman apparently. So these plugs can be a little annoying because the Pikmin don't like to C-stick into them neatly. Yeah. Do it like that and it's fine. Okay, so now I just have to play this floor like we normally would in all treasures. So this is Water Wraith. You haven't seen him yet in the cave. He also likes to be kind of annoying sometimes and roam around the floor instead of just going straight after Captain. I think recently we found out if you can actually stand too close and make him like not track you, which we didn't really get for the longest time. I need to snipe some Bulbmin out of the combat. So ideally I want to nectar my Pikmin before leaving, because this guy likes to generate a lot of leaves. Okay, professional noisemaker done. And turn 15 Bulbmin into other types. I want to not activate all the nectar immediately. Okay, so for some reason not all of those got flowered. It's fine. Don't need to flower my Bulbmin, of course, because they don't leave the cave with you. So now I'll get the yellow extinction for that goal I marked earlier. Or I won't. What? Oh, great. They went back into the onion. That's not at all what I wanted. Put away some blues so I can use Queen Candy Pops. I need these yellows to die. I don't know why I have these yellows. These water dumples can also eat the yellows and then they'll never die. Oh, that can be really bad, actually. Oh no, never mind. It's fine. I thought those yellows might stay alive forever, because there are enemies where that is the case. So I don't technically need anything in Citadel of Spiders in this card, it's just that it has a Queen Candy Pop. Oh, which means I probably should just leave and get the extinction cutscene first. That would be a smart idea. Because if I went and used the Queen Candy Pop, then I wouldn't get an extinction. I'm gonna take like 10 blues with me because I'm figuring out the route on the fly. Because what I want to do is I want to break this plug so that the water's drained. Because I need to break that electric gate to get into Shower Room. There are ways of getting in there without breaking that gate, but the only one that's reliable requires Rush Boots, and I don't have that. This Wollywog also might be annoying. These throws without Rush Boots are also kind of annoying. Especially because these log poles get in the way all the time. Yep. And of course, the more blues that aren't on the plug, the longer this takes. So now I'll get ready to enter COS again. I don't technically need anything in COS, it's just that it has a Queen Candy Pop and a Flint Beetle, and I need yellows and spicy sprays, so I'm gonna go in here. I also needed to go in there anyway for the goal, but for entering every cave in Perplexing Pool. I should have been building bridges. I guess I can just do that all at once later. Okay. So this routing might get a little messy, because I'm realizing exactly how much stuff I have to do here in Perplexing Pool. I also want to do this first because I need to have 8 spicy sprays at some point, but as soon as I have that goal, then I can just start using them. I need my counter at some point during the bingo to say 8 before I can mark that goal and start using them. Oh, it might be gated. That might be a bit of an issue. Unless it's over here, then it would be good. Okay. Okay, I want to leave Louie there to pluck. Oh, both gates are there actually, which means the hole won't have a gate on it. So it should just go straight there without my Pikmin. Yeah, every floor in the game has a predetermined number of gates. It turns out that this floor only has 2 gates, so both of them being at spawn meant that I didn't have to check for the hole being gated. Oh, right here, not gated. The fire geyser there means there won't be a gate in that spot, which is good to know. And being able to see that right away from spawn means I can just dismiss immediately and not take any of my Pikmin with me. Okay, that blue doesn't matter. So there's a flint beetle on this floor. It can be in one of 2 spots. Okay, it's in the second one. I'm gonna nectar my yellows here. Get my 8th spicy, and then I can mark the goal. Boom. And now I can start using them, which is really convenient. Which means maybe I should have done it before Submerged Castle, because it would have been really nice to use them in there, but it's fine. Not that big of a deal. And the rest of these should probably be blues, is what I'll probably need the most of. I want 100 Pikmin in the field, because I want to grow a bunch of yellows. I need 100 yellows. So I want to leave all that stuff there to grow with after, and I want to start this bridge. And then while that's working, I'll come over here, kill this. Okay, that's fine. Blues to leave. I'm hoping these collect before I need to enter a cave. I'll take a solo captain with all my blues. Start working on all the other bridges. And I wanted to leave my yellows there so that I could grow that stuff while this is happening. I think I can also get this guy. bridge is done. Oh, Sugar Grab's here. I can use these to grow. Not Wollywug. Hopefully it won't be a problem. Jump back. Okay. I want to leave a blue over here to check those eggs, because more sprays would be great. I shouldn't have done that, actually. I'm gonna go back on my decision. Because I need to not... I don't want to have to pluck... Well, I have Pluckaphone. I shouldn't have cared. Whatever. It's not a big deal. And screw it, we'll go with this, why not? Now this bridge is done, so I can enter a GK from over here, which is cool. While all those yellows grow, which is really good. The Snapsack does get a little trickier once the bridge has been built. Yeah, because the same spot doesn't work. Alright. So all three bridges have been built. Now in GK, I just need to kill Giant Redbug and get its treasure. I also really want to use the... Well, how many yellows do I have? 94? Actually, if I use the queen, then I'll have enough. So yeah, I'll just use the queen and be done with growing. This should still be like only an hour and a half for finishing time, I think. Rare appearance of golden candy pop, the only one you can see in the whole game. And it can sometimes not even spawn on this floor if there's not enough alcoves for it. I should have this 200 total Pikmin, but I'll wait until I leave the cave to see. Oh, this would actually be pretty decent RNG on this floor for actually playing it. Unfortunately, I don't actually need to play it, so I can't take advantage of it. Leave Louie there to pluck. I want to stay zoomed in here because there are cannon beetles like that. And I don't really want them shooting boulders around on the floor. Those enemies are pretty dangerous. Like when your Pikmin are freestanding like this, they're incredibly effective at killing Pikmin. For some reason, they're not as effective when you have Pikmin carrying treasures. But yeah. Okay. So Giant Breadbug acts like a normal breadbug, and he tracks things that can be picked up. So what I want to happen is for him to track these anode beetles. And he is cooperating really nicely here, which is good. So he should pick up this other one. Good. So this is really good for Giant Breadbug. Nectarine, come on. Giant Breadbug in payoff debt runs is normally a really big pain because he can just decide he doesn't want to track anything, and then you're kind of screwed, so yeah. So yeah, that's all we needed from here. Get out. Should have 100 yellows now after that, and I'll mark off 200 total Pikmin as soon as I can see. Right. Please. So I want to put away a bunch of Pikmin because I want to have enough to do all the stuff I need. I have 20 blues and whites because that's the minimum I need for the treasure that's behind the electric gate, which is optical illustration. I kind of want a nectar first, even though it's a little out of the way. Okay, so actually want to take a few more yellows. Okay, because I need this to finish before I can enter summer shower room rather. So ideally, I want to have a bunch of yellows for this, less so for the other one because the other one can finish a little bit later and it's still fine. Oh, that's too close. Yep. Should have seen that coming, because the blues wanted to lifeguard the yellows. Oh, pretty much just waiting on this. I think I can just drown my yellow, although I kind of feel like I should finish with all 100 of my yellows just in case. Why is there a white? It's fine. Hopefully they just pick that up. I dismissed them in a weird spot, so sometimes that happens. Okay. I'm gonna re-spicy this, so hopefully this is done in time. Mark those goals if the game wants to update. I should just put away all of these actually. Take out more blues and whites and stuff. Barely left myself enough time because I kind of routed this like trash, but that's fine. I'll enter the cave in time, I believe. Okay. Barely had enough time to make that happen. Okay, so I need to clear sub-level 5, and I need... Wait, where are we going? Okay. And I need to get the treasure on 7, and then I will be done. So as you can see, the routing for this is pretty critical because, you know, you make one little mistake and then everything unravels, and you have to figure out a backup route. Purple doesn't want to be involved, I guess. Shower room can be a pretty nasty cave because it has a lot of water. For instance, I'd like to spicy this floor, but there could be water in the way of the hole, so I don't want to use that. Because if you spicy and then have Pikmin that aren't blues go into water, then they'll drown twice as quickly. So you can't like ferry them across water in that case. Oh, can I get the funny treasure? If it's here, I'll get it for the meme. Okay, it's not here. Unfortunate. Can never have any fun with this game. Might as well reset. So this floor is a pretty big pain, and I have to clear it for the goal, so let's see what we got. I'm going to leave my yellows here, take everyone else over while that's happening. You can see one treasure in here. Both of them, I think, are the other way. So I'll get that started. Somebody is dead, but it's okay. Oh, it's because it passed super wide. Good thing it didn't stop then. Hopefully this jelly float doesn't become a problem. That'd be really convenient if it didn't. Okay, good. This layout actually was pretty good, all things considered. They can be way worse than this. This 4 is a huge pain for all treasures because of the amount of variance and how hard it is. But this one was pretty easy. So now I'm just leaving on this floor, and then I just have to do 7. I'll go ahead and hear the solo captain and hopefully clear out this guy. Or at least get him taken care of. The bomb ball is the important one. The orange bulb orb can be dealt with just normally, like this. Oh, what the heck is going on here? The geyser could be in a funky spot, perhaps. This is a boss, by the way. Yeah, pretty easy. Okay, as soon as this gets in, I can leave, and the bingo will end as soon as I can end the day and save. Yeah, bingo in Pikmin 2 in general isn't very popular, but I think like, we did one about a week or 2 ago, and I think that's the ending time that we decided. And if I collected one less enemy body, then I wouldn't have gotten this 20% cutscene above ground that I'm about to get. Go ahead and end the day right here. And let's confirm that I actually do have 100 yellows still. I'm pretty sure. It's the only point. Yeah, 100 yellows. Alright, under an hour and a half is really good, even though I made some pretty critical routing mistakes. The card, I think, lended itself to being pretty good. So that will be the end of my submission video for Pikmin 2 Bingo. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you're interested in seeing some full game speedruns of the game, then you can check out the leaderboard, or if you're interested in doing them yourself. Yeah, I've been Curtis. Hope you enjoyed.